Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we're going to finally be doing our May results. You guys might hear people mowing their lawn in the background. For whatever reason, I feel like every day this week people have been mowing their lawn in the background. Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be wrapping up our month for May. The planner that I have here is an Erin Condren planner. I did change out the cover finally, but this is the Erin Condren monthly planner. I did finally purchase the Erin Condren monthly planner for the year 2024, so I'm waiting for that to come in. I'm really excited to see how it is. I ended up getting the Inspire because I just love the design and the colors so much. So let's just see how it goes. We are going to be closing out our budget for our family, which we are cashless budgeters. We don't use cash. We mainly do everything electronic and we use our credit card for absolutely everything because we like to get that accumulation back in our rewards. But we're going to just kind of take a look. Let's count up our non-spent days. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 non-spent days. And then we'll calculate up the Savopoly. Let's actually do it now because I believe last time we rolled, we had saved $317 for Savopoly this month, which is quite the bit. So that is now wrapped up. We're gonna leave this part as is. I do want to start filling in our credit score together. To be honest, I haven't been looking back on the spendings as much, so I think I'm going to have this whole section down here be for our credit score. We'll see how it goes for July when we set it up. But besides that, let's just check our budget in. So we have our little electronic virtual cash envelopes here. These are like our daily expenses that we spend from day to day just to kind of live, eat, get groceries, gas. We have a little bit of allowance to treat ourselves, and then we have a little category for our pups and our baby. But for here, I'm just gonna make it easy and just kind of just copy these numbers over. So we know for eating out, we have $2. Then we have for groceries, we are negative by so much. So we're gonna have to figure out what to do with that. We are negative by $256. Then we have gas. We have $7 remaining for gas. And then for allowance, we have $21. Last but not least, we have pups and bean. That is $68 left over. So tallying all of this up, we have a negative amount of $158 that we ended up overspending, and that also matches here. Now let's go ahead and calculate how much per each one we spent. So for eating out, we spent $298 in total to have that remaining balance of $2. For groceries, we spent $656. That's the most we've ever spent in a single month for groceries. I think back in March was the least amount we've ever spent. Yeah, back in March, we've only spent $25 for groceries. So the fluctuation is definitely a lot depending on whether or not we make it out the door. But as for gas, we spent a total of $118 to have $7 left over. And then for allowance, we have $54 that we had spent for allowance. Pups and bean, the total that we spent was $32 in total. So in total that we spent for the month is $1,158 that we spent. That's why we ended up negative $158. That's okay. That's all right. Let's just keep going. So the next thing that we're going to close out is our bills categories. Let me add up all of the actual real quick. All right, so the total is $29 and okay, what am I doing? So the total for all of the bills is $269.90. So that is what we ended up spending for all of our bills. Now let's talk about the differences. So for the differences for gas, this is like the first time that we're so under. The total we have left over is $39.56. For electricity, we have $8.13 left over. Then for mobile, 180 minus 174.59 equals $5.41 1 cent left over. And then our holder, of course, we didn't spend from. Every now and then we end up using from this when we have like a bill change that we didn't know about. Let me show you guys an example. Maybe was it in March? Yeah, in March we ended up having to use a little bit of our holder because our HBO amount changed, but normally we don't use it. That number is essentially there, so we add up all of our estimated amount for bills and all of our fixed amount for bills. These two numbers combined equals an even number. That's really the primary reason why I have a holder there, is because I just like having an even number. So if someone asks me, I don't know who, but if my husband asks me how much we need for bills, I'll say $31.50. Every month we need $31.50 to pay the bills. But let me add up the variances real quick and I'll be right back, which is all of these. And the total here is $61.95 that we had left over for our variance. And that is how much we have left over, which is perfect. So this is now balanced out. Now let's go ahead and balance out our sinking funds. So we have our weekly check-ins. These are all filled out. So for our sinking funds, let's just get this done real quick. We have, let's see, car insurance. Car insurance did come out, and that was $421 from car insurance. And also the first checks that I have on the side is when I check it in every single week. You guys will see me do this in the weekly check-ins. I like to have a second check-in when I check it in for the month to wrap it up. It's just a visual thing that I like to do because I have a tendency of missing things if I don't see it. So this visually is just very easy for me to make sure I don't miss anything. Anyway, for sewer and water, no sewer and water came out. Christmas, nothing came out. Pups medical, nothing came out. For our medical, nothing came out. Okay, so for baby category, we did spend $140. For car maintenance, nothing was spent. Let me actually just do it this way. I think it's easier. Okay, so Easy Pass, we have $25. Office, we spent $99. Let's see, we have a 1 date category, and that was for $76 for dates. Then we have beauty, which was $92. We used that for Saveopoly. We have Pups Food, which was $222. Okay, we're gonna be negative here. Then we have gifts and tree, a couple of those. Office. Oh, there was another office expense. Okay, so that 99 plus 53 is going to be $152 that we spent from the office category. So that's kind of why I really like doing the checks. It's easy. Household, we spent $41. Where's household? Household, $41. Home is $100. And then we have gifts and treating. So gifts and treating, the total was $118 plus $48. So that was $166 for gifts and treating. Okay, and then those are checked. And now it looks like everything was officially checked in and we're not missing anything. So that's perfect. So the rest of these categories, nothing was spent. Now let's go ahead and add everything up together. So $632 plus the $75 we added minus the $421 that we spent for this month equals $286 left over. Sewer and water, 75 plus 90, 160. That is an 8. 165. Then we have Christmas. Oh, we added 20. Oh, that's right, because we're starting to save for Christmas. But that's 320. Pups medical, nothing was spent, nothing was added. So we're still at 300. For our medical, we added 30. So 265 plus 30 is 295. nothing was spent. For baby, we had a negative 60. Then we added 200, which means we were at 140. Then we spent 140, so we have nothing in here. Car maintenance, we started with 102. We added $40. So those added together is 142. Gifts and treating. So negative 31 plus 250 minus $166 is $53 that we have remaining. For household, 193 minus the 41, 152. Next is dates. We finally used dates. I feel like it's been a minute and we haven't been using it. I think we ended up using this when we went to Philly to buy like a bunch of food. Food is definitely like our favorite thing. Okay, home, 300 minus 100 is $200 left in here. We ended up actually using this a lot in June because we bought furniture, new shirt racks and stuff. I'll talk more about that stuff in our June's week 1 check-in. But anyway, for clothes, we had 153 plus 50. We did not spend anything, which is nice. So $203. Then we have pups food, 151 plus 20 minus 222 is a negative exactly $50. Then we have pups miscellaneous, no change. Costco, 200. Easy Pass, 60 minus 25 is 35. Then we have office. This is also in the negatives. 85 plus 25 minus 152 is a negative $42. For beauty, we have remaining of a 120. And then for unbudgeted, nothing was spent, so we have $457. All right, so let's go ahead and add up all the amounts that we spent in total, which is this column right here. This is everything that we spent. Let's put the total at the bottom. So this month a lot was spent. The total added together is $1,434 that we spent in total. Now let's add all of our ending amounts together and we'll write that at the bottom. All right, so the total is going to be $3,090. Oh my gosh, writing down here is a little difficult. But $3,090, and let's see. And that is exactly how much we ended with our 4th week check-in, ending our sinking funds. So these numbers are all matching, which is looking great. And just to make sure, because I think last month I messed up, let's do the starting amount was 3,574 plus 950. And then we spent 1435 or 1434 equals, okay, that matches perfectly. Alrighty, so the sinking funds is looking good as well. I do apologize, guys, like if I'm sounding very low energy. I feel like I've just been a little exhausted lately, to be honest. But okay, let's go ahead and finish up the month. Everything is looking good, but we have to still put it in the back of the binder. So we have our first quarter check-in. This is our second quarter. I finally got around to writing out all of our sinking funds. I actually already filled in April as well. But April's numbers, and in general, the numbers look slightly different because I chose to not include money that we put into Saveopoly. So you guys can see here, 200 for clothes was for Saveopoly, car maintenance. Some money went to Saveopoly. The total here, if I wrote the same, was $1,154 that we spent. But the amount is less because I did not want to say that we spent this money when in reality it just went to savings, because I'm trying to track and keep a record of how much we're actually spending from each category. And I personally don't count transferring money to Saveopoly because our Saveopoly game challenge as us spending the money, because it's more so us saving it. So that is what it looked like for the month of April for every category that we spent from. We definitely always spend a lot from gifts and treating. Every month so far we've spent money from gifts and treating, from January, February, March, and April. So that's definitely a category that we always use. Anyway, okay, I'm getting off topic, but let's go ahead and talk about May and how much we spent from sinking funds. So we have a couple of Saveopoly, one for home and then one for beauty. So home and beauty, we'll remember those. But first off, for car insurance, we spent $421. For sewer water, nothing was spent. Nothing for medical. For babies category, $140. For car maintenance, we spent nothing. Gifts and treating, $166. Okay, I just took a picture of this so it'll be easier for me, especially since I'm on camera. I feel like the phone doesn't really focus. So let me go back real quick. Anyway, so yes, so we have a gifts and treating, which was $166. For household, we spent $41. For dates, it was $76. Then for home, even though we said that we spent $100 because that's what we had to balance out for the month of May, that $100 was actually for Saveopoly. So I don't want to put that in here since we didn't actually spend it on something. This overview, I personally decided to use this to kind of visualize how much we use from each category in a quarterly basis. So for clothes, nothing was spent. For pups food, we spent $221. And how often do we... So we definitely seem to get that every 3 months, but this time we had to get more treats for them. So that's probably why it was more than last time. But anyway, so we have pups miscellaneous, Costco, Easy Pass was $25 spent, Office was $152 spent, Unbudgeted nothing spent, and for beauty in total, it was for Saveopoly for the $92, but we didn't spend anything otherwise. So I'm actually going to just leave that blank as well. So realistically, this is actually what we spent throughout the month from our sinking funds. Now I'm going to add up everything that we spent for the month of May real quick, and I'm going to put the total at the bottom. So the total here is $1,242 that we spent, and that is quite the bit. I feel like sinking funds, for whatever reason, I feel like we don't really use from it, but we really do. Every single month, we always spend around $800, if not more, from our sinking funds. This is my first year doing it, like a quarterly budget like this, but seeing it broken down like this is kind of... I really enjoy this, so this is definitely something I want to continue every single year going forward. But anyway, okay, so the last thing that I want to calculate in here is going to be in our budget results section, and this is the first time it's going to be in the negatives most likely. But let's just see. So we have our income, and our income as always is going to be $5,200, and that is our budget. And then we have our actual, which is $5,200 as well. No variance. I do want to draw a line like we usually do to separate out our income versus expenses. And let's use this one. I feel like it matches pretty well. All right, let's see. Okay, it's a little crooked and it actually doesn't match as well as I thought it would, but that is fine. Then same categories as always, we're gonna actually change the name to daily because we ended up changing it because monthly budget was very confusing. I do apologize for taking so long to change it, but Erica, if you're there, she's the one who suggested the name daily, and I think it fits perfectly. So we're changing the name from monthly budget, which is our categories for our day-to-day expenses, which is our eating out, groceries, gas, allowance, pups, and bean, these categories right here. So those are our daily expenses. That's our budget, of course, was $1,000 since everything added up together equals $1,000. Then we have our bills section, and our bills is down here, all of our variable and fixed bills. We definitely do have a lot of bills, so all of the bills added up together equals $3,150. And last but not least, we have our sinking funds and ally, which is really this section up here. So that is $1,050 added together. And then we already know that we're zero-based budgeters. So the 1,000 plus the 3,150 plus the 1,050 all equals to our budget of 5,200. And then this section back here, I chose to use it in this format, but there's definitely so many ways to use these results sections here. You can definitely just do like income, fixed, variable if you don't separate it out like I do, or instead of doing it like me where I add it all up, it could just be like 52 minus 1000 minus 3150 minus 1050, and it'll be 0. There's different ways to set it up, but this is just how I chose to do it because this is what makes the most sense in my brain. But let's go ahead and add up everything that we spent. So for daily, we ended up spending $1,158. So that means we were in a negative by $158. For bills in total, oh, I should write how much we spent for bills. So in total for bills, we spent, okay, I actually realized I made a mistake here. It's $296.90, not $269.90. Oh my god, you guys are probably caught. I don't know if I showed the calculator on here, but you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, why do I keep doing that? Because I was like, why does this not match up? Because that doesn't sound right. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. I was off by $30, so definitely good to always double check the numbers. Something wrong with my eyes where I always mix numbers up. But anyway, okay, so what were we doing? We were doing our results. So for bills, we ended up spending $3,088.05. That means the leftover we had was $61.95. Then for Sinking Funds and Ally, that goes to those accounts, so that there's no difference for them. This is just what makes sense to me since this is based off of our budget. So that was the same. So in total, what we spent for the month, $1,158 plus $3,088.05 plus $1,050. In total, we spent $5,296.05. $61.95 minus the 158 equals that amount, which is the negative. So we are definitely negative for this month, $96.05. Nothing saved for this month. It is straight negative, $96.05. Oh my goodness. Okay, that means that we're short this amount in our checking account, but we're probably going to talk about that when we prep for June. So that video should be going up, I'm really hoping, sometime next week. But that is actually going to be it for this budget results video. We have this checked out, so that is looking good. And then we have our May checked out as well. So just to give you guys a flip through, we have our May calendar. Then we have our savings tracker, our dashboard. We have our variable income. This month we have no notes, which is nice. I feel like a lot of previous months we always had something written down there. But we had our May budget on this side calculated out, our weekly check-in, our weekly balance, our transaction log, and our sinking funds. And for the month of June, we have our debt tracker. But that is actually going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in. It always means the world to me. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and hope you guys have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.